All righty. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Marbles. If y'all could take your seats and get out your number 2 pencils, we'll begin the exam and get everything started. We're so excited that you're here. My name is Jonathan Frederick. I am the CEO of Marbles Kids Museum, and thank you. That's going to go right to my head. It is such a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here. I will say the bar is a little bit high. Today was a day packed with play at Marbles, as it always is. And when I came downstairs to see how things were going, there was a little guy about maybe 6 years old hula hooping in Curiosity Square, which is right out this way. But he was hula hooping with his face, like literally. And so I'm just saying the bar's high, so let's be playful, let's keep that energy, and we are here for the 2025 State of the County Address. Give yourselves a round of applause. Hula hooping with his face. His mom was just taking pictures, and she's like, I know what I'm buying for Christmas, a hula hoop. All right, I just want to put that visual in your heads. Just to cover some housekeeping things, restrooms, if you need to head out this way, restrooms will be out these doors, make a left, go back toward the entrance and another left, and they're right there. Should anything happen that we need to evacuate, there are doors right here that go right out to our playway. Should we need to evacuate this way, go through these doors and across Curiosity Square toward the red wall. But here's where you have to listen to me. You're going to go to a stairwell that has a piano playing series of steps. You're going to want to go up those steps because it's fun and it's musical and it's beautiful. But remember, we're trying to evacuate quickly, so you have to resist that urge, because if you go upstairs, there's a hockey rink, there's basketball rims, there's an art gallery, and you'll never leave Marbles. So you're going to go across this way to the red wall, past the piano. Don't hula hoop with your face, and go right outside to Blunt Street, and we'll keep everyone safe, all right? Any questions about any of that? Perfect. All right. I have it literally written in pen right here, kid hula hooping with his face. All right, I'm going to move on. Let me tell you quickly about Marbles Kids Museum. This is an amazing place. It serves families from Wake County and beyond. Our mission that I like to remind everyone about is to spark imagination, discovery, and learning through play. It's really important for people of all ages to play. And I thank you all for bringing the spirit of play tonight, but also in the work you do in your lives. We serve over 500,000 visitors each year who come from around the world. They come from all 50 states in the Union, but the majority of which come right here from Wake County, where we live, work, and play. We're so proud to be a national leader, but we really take pride in serving Wake County and serving all the families that make this place so special. And what makes Marbles special is our partnership with Wake County. From the chair of the Board of Commissioners, who we're excited to hear from tonight, to each and every commissioner, to the incredible staff of Wake County and the Wake County Manager's Office, to all the folks across all the departments that keep this county not only running, but thriving. So from me personally, but from Team Marbles and from our board of directors, thank you all for making Wake County what it is and where we love to be. Give yourselves another round of applause. We're so grateful. And now, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this. To kick off our program tonight, we have a special performance from a team of talented elementary school students. Poe Magnet Elementary School, located just 5 minutes away here in Raleigh, serves academically and intellectually gifted students from pre-K to 5th grade. The teachers and staff there work hard, as all teachers and staff do at schools, and they help those students become lifelong learners so they grow and excel in academic achievement, and they attain physical and emotional well-being, and they also get to explore artistic expression. We're all artists. Kids are artists, and they nurture that. Poe received a 2024 Top National Magnet School of Excellence Award. I'm so excited. And they've been named a National Magnet Certified Demonstration School by the Magnet Schools of America. Way to go, Poe. Give them a round of applause for that. Come on up. Come on up. These students have so many opportunities to showcase their gifts and talents as they perform electives that include theater, they include dance, chorus, and orchestra. The Poe third through fifth grade theater arts performers are preparing for their performance of the Musical Theater International and DreamWorks production of Madagascar Jr., which is super cool. And so tonight, they'll be singing the song Where Our Dreams Begin by Arlo Lake. So please join me in a warm, marvelous welcome for our friends from Poe Elementary. Yeah. Yes. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. Thank you, Poe Elementary. Way to go, y'all. Thank you. That was incredible. That was incredible. Man, that lived up to the hype. That was so good. Thank you so much. You all are fantastic. Yes. She just asked, "Are we on TV?" And I was like, "You're on TV." Way to go, Poe Elementary. Thank you so much. One more quick round of applause as they head on out. Thank you, parents. Thank you, teachers. Hug them close, y'all. Hug them close. It goes fast. Absolutely amazing. Shifting gears a little bit here, we elect Wake County Board of Commissioners to serve as our voice in county government. and to help accomplish community priorities. One of their favorite parts of their job is highlighting the great work that is happening across the county. So let's hear from them as they share some of the exciting progress Wake County government has made this year.
I'm Vice Chair Don Mile. As Wake County grows, farmland is becoming a hot commodity. Developers are willing to pay top dollar for land where they can build homes and businesses. Although those offers are tempting, some farm owners don't want to sell their land. They want to keep it in the family, as it has been for generations. These farmers want to keep growing crops like soybeans and sweet potatoes and raising livestock. Wake County is helping them do that through our Farmland Preservation Program. We partner with Triangle Land Conservancy and use conservation easement to ensure their property is never developed. To date, we have invested $3.7 million to protect 6 farms totaling nearly 400 acres. That's the equivalent of almost 300 football fields. And we're not done yet. We had 21 more farms moving through the process right now. They could add another 1,400 acres to our program. Every acre we save helps us safeguard our food supply, protect the quality of our soil, water, and air, and ensure there will be agricultural land in Wake County for generations to come. That's important, not just because farmers feed our families. Farms are also critical to our economy. For every dollar of revenue that agriculture and forest land generates, the county spends just 24 cents on services. That's a significant net benefit for all of us.
I'm Commissioner Sophia Jackson, and I'm proud that Wake County is a leader in investing in incredible parks, nature preserves, and greenways for our residents and visitors. In March, we cut the ribbon on Beach Bluff County Park, our first new park in 14 years. It's a beautiful 300-acre property located in Willow Spring. It features a unique canopy walk that offers a bird's eye view of the park's lush forest. It also has a community garden, a playground with a climbing wall, and 4 miles of trail. If you haven't visited this amazing facility, I strongly encourage you to go. Construction will begin soon on Kellam Wyatt County Park, a 59-acre property near Knightdale. The new park will feature interconnected trails that weave through community gardens and natural playgrounds. The first phase is slated to open next summer. We're also making progress on Lake Myra County Park near Wendell. In June, our board approved the schematic design for the 300-acre property. When it opens in 2027, the new park will feature a fishing pier, boating, trails, picnic shelters, playgrounds, and a disc golf course. Renovations are also underway on Harris Lake County Park and Blue Jay Point County Park to enhance facilities and improve visitors' experiences. Recently, 80% of residents surveyed said that preserving open space is very important. Well, we agree. That's why we're drafting a comprehensive master plan right now to guide how we add to our network of parks and preserves in the years to come.
I'm Commissioner Cheryl Stallings. By 2039, Wake County will receive nearly $76 million from legal settlements with companies accused of fueling the opioid epidemic. I'm pleased to report that Wake County has collaborated with the community to invest the funds received so far into evidence-based strategies that prevent opioid use, save lives, connect residents to treatment, and promote recovery. Over the past 14 months, Wake County staff have trained nearly 350 people to administer naloxone, the life-saving overdose reversal medication. These trainings teach the community about the risks of opioid use, how to recognize the signs of an overdose, and how to respond to prevent an overdose death. We've also distributed over 1,000 naloxone kits, and the life-saving medication is now available in all county schools and public libraries. A critical part of our work is supporting young people who show signs of struggles with substance use. We use opioid settlement funds to enable organizations such as the Boys and Girls Clubs and the Post Center to provide youth mental health training. It empowers teachers, parents, the faith community, and others to act when young people are in crisis. Opioid settlement funding also paved the way for Morse Clinic of North Raleigh to launch the first mobile opioid treatment program in the state. The mobile unit reduces barriers to treatment by bringing the treatment directly to neighborhoods in need, especially those that are underserved or geographically isolated. Together with our partners, we are making a difference in the opioid epidemic.
I'm Commissioner Tara Waters. Our vibrant culture is one of the many reasons why people want to live, work, and play in Wake County. Our appreciation of the arts is obvious, from rock concerts and colorful murals to dance performances and musical theater. We offer something here for everyone, and we want to continue for years to come. That's why Wake County provided funding to United Arts to create its first cultural arts plan. It has 3 pillars that will shape how United Arts will grow and expand the arts in our community over the next decade. They include enhancing infrastructure and capacity so the arts are more present in all 12 of our municipalities. The plan also calls for the community to build more access to and awareness of the arts in Wake County while supporting a creative economy. Today, the arts generate more than $540 million in annual economic impact. They support 8,800 full-time jobs and contribute nearly $100 million in local and state tax revenue. The Cultural Arts Plan was built on feedback from our residents who said loud and clear that the arts are essential to our economy and central to our quality of life. The United Arts Plan will help position Wake County as a cultural destination where artists thrive, businesses grow, and every resident can engage with the arts.
I'm Commissioner Shanika Thomas. Wake County continues to be a magnet for life sciences companies, drawing the most innovative in the industry here to develop life-saving medical treatments. In May, we celebrated global biotech leader Genentech's announcement that it will build a pharmaceutical manufacturing facility in Holly Springs. It's expected to generate more than 400 high-quality jobs and invest more than $700 million in our community. We helped Genentech turn the first shovels of dirt in August to officially break ground on the company's first East Coast site. Just last week, we joined Fujifilm Biotechnologies as they cut the ribbon on their new state-of-the-art biomanufacturing facility in Holly Springs. The company is committed to creating nearly 1,400 jobs and providing more than $3 billion in investment over 2 phases. With more than 600 life science companies located in Wake County, we are now internationally recognized as a top biotech hub. Supporting economic development also means making sure people have the tools to succeed, like access to reliable broadband. We cut the ribbon last month to launch our new grant partnership with AT&T. The company will deploy fiber internet to more than 1,500 homes and businesses around Wendell by the end of next year, giving them access to affordable, high-speed internet. From jobs to connectivity, we're closing the digital divide and opening doors for every resident of Wake County.
I'm Commissioner Vicki Adamson. Our estimates show that on any given night in Wake County, more than 1,200 people experience homelessness. That's a 27% increase from last year. No one in our community should struggle to find a safe place to sleep. That's why we've established a first-of-its-kind shelter in Wake County with low barriers to access. Located on 2nd Street in Raleigh, our shelter doesn't conduct background checks or ask for proof of sobriety. We simply open the doors to anyone who needs a safe place to stay, easy access to services, and the support necessary to find permanent housing. In July, our Board of Commissioners selected the Bryant Center, led by Executive Director Vance Haywood, to oversee the shelter's daily operations. Next spring, renovations on the nearly 100-bed facility will begin. The improvements will transform 2nd Street Place into a modern, year-round facility designed to prioritize safety, accessibility, and services for all guests. The new design will include ADA accessible restrooms and showers, a food storage and distribution hub, and private spaces for counseling and case management. We expect construction to be completed in November of next year, just before the cold weather comes to Wake County. 2nd Street Place is a key part of our broader strategic plan to reduce unsheltered homelessness by 10% by 2029.
One more round of applause for the commissioners in that video. Outstanding. It's really impressive to see the great work and leadership that's been happening and to think about all the great work that's to come. So really appreciate it. I had some big shoes to fill as the MC, and I got some mixed advice from previous MCs of these events. One told me to rap. Another one reminded me how many eyes are on me and didn't want to put any pressure on me, and told me to tell bad jokes. But the bad jokes I'm pretty good at those, but I don't want to go to that well too often. What I did do is collect a little bit of leadership advice from some attendees of the museum today. Lexi, who's 7 years old, what advice would you give to a leader? Lexi says, I want to be a firefighter. All right, so just think about it. Yeah, we're hiring, all right, there we go, I love it, all right. Josie, who is 12, says, be yourself, which I like a lot. And Julian, who's 10, says, don't give up, which I think great advice. Great video, thank you for your efforts, commissioners. We're all very, very grateful. Now I have the pleasure of introducing our board chair, Susan Evans. Susan Evans is a North Carolina native who's called Wake County home for over 40 years. She's an alumna of North Carolina public schools and is a proud first-generation college graduate of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. She went on to have an exciting career in the business and finance industry, and don't let that demeanor, she has some good accounting jokes. You gotta ask her about them, right up her sleeve. From 2011 to 2016, she served as a member of the Wake County School Board, where she advocated for students. Thank you for doing that. In 2018, she was elected to serve as the commissioner for District 4, which covers South Central Wake County. She has 2 children who are all grown up. They graduated from Wake County Public Schools, and they now live and work in the area. She enjoys spending her weekends with her family, including her 2 grandbabies. It said grandchildren, but I changed that to grandbabies. 2 grandbabies, and her loving husband, Chuck, who's with us tonight. Now that's the bio the staff gave me. I want to tell you one other quick thing about Chair Evans from my chance of working with her. She's passionate about access and inclusion and education, both in and out of the classroom, and as a museum nerd who champions experiential education, I love that we're always lifelong learners, and we want to learn wherever we are. We're just wired to do that, so thank you for being passionate about those things. She's authentic. She can be surprising in how she shows up. Earlier this year, if you weren't at our Big Idea Forum, which is our big kid corporate luncheon where we try to inspire business leaders around play and elected officials attend, our keynote gave a really inspired talk and then wanted someone from the crowd to be a toddler. And these are people at work, they're eating a lunch, they got other things to do. Well, Chair Evans' hand shot up and went on the stage and proceeded to be the most difficult, challenging toddler, crawling around on all fours. She started going off the back of the stage and really made our keynote speaker earn her fee. So I appreciate that, and it was great. Not only did she volunteer, she crawled, she led, she committed. It was playful, it was hilarious, and to me it was leadership through action and through a tangible example, and it was bold. And that's our chair. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Chair Susan Evans.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, and thank you to the team from Marbles for welcoming us to your space tonight and helping us with all of these great things. Got to give a special shout out to the kids from Poe who shared their talents with us tonight. I don't know about you, but it sparked some hope in me. And, you know, it was just really, really great to have them, and I have to say that it was a full circle moment for me because both of my children attended Poe Elementary just a few years ago. All right, let's start with some good, interesting information. Did you know that Wake County has more than 1.2 million residents, making us the most populated of all 100 counties in the North Carolina? That's a pretty big number to wrap your head around. Since we're at Marbles, I thought we'd try to use our imagination. Each dot on the screen represents about 20,000 people. That's about the same number of people we can fit into the Lenovo Center. And I'm sure some of y'all are big fans of the Hurricanes, just like my husband Chuck and I. So y'all know what 20,000 screaming Caniacs looks like. So right now, we've got about 62 Lenovo Centers full of residents, and by the end of next July, we'll add another 20,000 residents to Wake County. That will include everyone from children and newborns to folks my age and older, well, maybe not that much older, but people coming from other parts of North Carolina, from other states, and from other countries. People, they will include students, parents, scientific professionals that work at all these companies we talked about a few minutes ago, and folks who will improve the world through working with their hands. People who've been fortunate and others who have been marginalized. All of our residents have the same basic needs for food, shelter, and medical care. And there are things we think Wake County they all deserve, like education, occupation, recreation. At Wake County, we analyze a large amount of data on how our county is changing and what challenges look like and what resources are available. We learn about the people who live here, we ask them what they need and what they want. And when you gather all that information, there are a lot of dots to connect. Team Wake constantly connects people to Wake County government services as well as community partner programs. We have to keep in mind how one connection over here links with several others over there. Our strategic plan grounds our work within our 6 focus areas, under which there are several broad goals and various specific initiatives. Each initiative has a lead department, but also includes departments designated as partners. The reason all these connections work is we're united in a common goal to find collaborative, inclusive, and sustainable solutions that prioritize the well-being of our community. That's what service is to Wake County. I'm excited to tell you about some of our biggest wins of the year while providing some context around some of the challenges that we face. I've got a lot of dots to connect tonight, so let's dive right in. As you know, growth has been defining Wake County for decades, but recently, more than half of that growth has come from senior citizens. Many residents are aging in place, but others are moving here to be near adult children and grandchildren or just to retire here. You may be surprised to know that we're actually the third fastest growing metropolitan region for people over the age of 65. And I find that a bit mind-blowing, following right behind the Myrtle Beach area and the Wilmington area. Right now, we're on track to have more folks over 65 than children under the age of 18 by 2040, and that's a first for Wake County. All that growth and the demographic shifts bring some challenges, but bring some great opportunities as well. We see some of that in our proactive planning for development. In 2021, Wake County adopted a comprehensive development plan called Plan Wake. One of the goals is to guide growth towards our 12 municipalities. Denser development will help alleviate our housing shortage while helping protect our rural and agricultural lands we talked about in the video earlier. A big part of the Plan Wake is creating area plans for 7 major parts of the unincorporated Wake County area. Each area gets a specialized plan guided by direct input from the local residents of that area and aligned with nearby municipalities' land use plans. So far, we've adopted 4 of the 7 plans, and the board will vote on the Eastern Wake area plan in the next few months. We expect that by the end of 2026, we'll complete the final 2 plans. So if you live in the Noose North or the Falls Lake areas, keep a lookout for community meetings that will happen next year. We'd love your input. Additionally, our planning, development, and inspections team is focused on safety and efficiency as demand for their services has boomed. In the past few years, we've added staff, and this year they're piloting a remote building inspection program. This helps inspectors save time on less complicated inspections by jumping on video calls with the contractors while they're out on site. Between our permits and the permits issued by our municipalities, nearly 9,300 residential building permits were issued last year. That is finally higher than the number that we had just before the Great Recession in 2008. Think about that. It's taken us about 16 years to get back to where we're building more homes than before the Great Recession. But during those years, our population has grown by 50%. As you can see from our permit density map, a lot of that growth is now shifting from Western Wake towards Eastern Wake, partly because there's more land available there. All of this growth leads us to talk about housing, of course. It's a big area of impact for our county. The demand in Wake County is currently bigger than the supply. And you can probably do that math when I told you we have just gotten to where we're building as many homes as we were 16 years ago, but we've added 50% population. So that creates a supply and demand issue. And that is why the main reason that our housing prices and rental rates keep climbing. We hear from our residents that say that finding housing they can actually afford is their biggest concern. And of course, our affordable housing shortage is most critical for our households living in poverty. Wake County's Affordable Housing and Community Revitalization Department has a wide portfolio of programs that aim to connect people to housing that is more affordable. Sometimes that's by incentivizing landlords to set affordable rents. Other times by helping finance housing developments with dedicated space for low-income households. This year, the housing team has committed almost $18 million towards gap funding to help developers create and preserve over 600 affordable housing units. That brings our total to more than 5,000 affordable housing units created or preserved since 2019, when we reestablished our Wake County Housing Department. You know, the cost of building is on the rise and land is more expensive than ever, and securing land in a good location is one of the hardest parts of building affordable housing. To help, our housing team is about to launch an innovative Housing Opportunity Fund. This new financing tool will help affordable housing developers purchase land in areas that are close to jobs and grocery stores and health care and education and transit. The best part about this fund is that once these loans are repaid, we can lend that money back out for the next project. Wake County is providing the initial $5 million seed investment, but that's just the start. Right now, we're in the process of identifying a partner who will manage the fund, and we're looking to raise private contributions. Our team also helps eligible residents buy their first home through the Affordable Home Ownership Program. For folks making 80% of the area median income or below, saving up for a down payment is a huge hurdle to buying a home. By providing the down payment assistance, this program has helped about 60 residents become new homeowners. All of this work is really just the tip of the iceberg of our housing team's work. And this fall, we're launching a new impact tracker on our website where you can see how and where we're investing our affordable housing dollars. In a few minutes, we'll hear a bit more about the great work our housing director, Morgan Mansa, and her team are doing. On our board, I'm known now as the go-to commissioner on transit. I serve on the boards of the Capital Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, otherwise known as CAMPO, and on the board of Go Triangle. You know, I've seen a lot of changes in my time in Wake County, and not the least of which is the impacts on traffic. You know, one of my first jobs in the early 80s had me commuting from West Raleigh to downtown Durham every day for work. I want you to guess how long that commute took. Go ahead, shout it out. In the early 80s, that commute took me 21 minutes. Think about that, 21 minutes. Now in rush hour traffic, you're typically looking at least 35 minutes on a good day, and it can take up to an hour on a bad day. If you've ever driven that route with no traffic, you better buy some lottery tickets. By expanding transit, we are giving folks options on how to get to the places that they want and need to go. Since the Wake Transit Plan was first put into place in 2017, we've created connections to all 12 municipalities and added new local bus service in 10 of our communities. The last two, Fuquay-Varina and Holly Springs, will add local service this year. We've also quadrupled frequent bus routes and extended operating hours countywide. We're finally getting rolling on the first bus rapid transit line on New Bern Avenue, the first of several planned routes, and construction on that long-awaited project will begin this year. CAMPO is currently finalizing the Wake Transit Vision Plan update that will guide the priorities for transit funding for the next decade. During the public engagement phase for this update, residents told us they want us to invest in more miles of frequent bus service, BRT extensions to North Hills, connections to RDU Airport, and continued transit support in our growing communities. All of this expanded connectivity will help us ensure that all of our residents have equitable access to all Wake County has to offer. Another amenity that connects us to the world is our Wake County public libraries. In fiscal year 2025, over 3 million people visited our libraries, and our library staff distributed over 11 million items, including print and digital. Between cookbooks and magazines and newspapers and computer access and novels, our libraries have something for every resident. Our libraries also serve as an essential space for community building. Last year, almost 347,000 people attended programs at libraries across the county or online. That's a whole lot of people going to book clubs, lectures, crochet clubs, and children's story time. We are so pleased that our community continues to support libraries, just like they did by supporting our 2024 bond referendum. This $142 million bond will fund 2 new libraries, 3 replacements, 1 expansion, and 7 renovations. You can use a dashboard on our website to stay up to date on the status of each of these projects. When all of this work is complete, almost 90% of Wake County residents will be within a 10-mile drive of a public library. We're very proud of that. We talked a few minutes ago about driving in the region, but there is no more important drive time than our emergency response times. With new neighborhoods popping up all across the county, we've been having to add public safety infrastructure and staff to make sure everyone gets the emergency support they need when seconds count. Earlier this year, we opened the Apex Main EMS station, and we've approved plans for the new Cary Main EMS station, which will be the second EMS hub using our new regional model of service. We also partner with our municipalities to co-locate EMS stations with fire departments for better efficiencies. In the past 2 years, we've partnered with Holly Springs, Knightdale, Garner, and Fuquay-Varina to open fire stations and co-located public safety stations. I'm excited that tomorrow we'll be breaking ground on a new fire and EMS station in Zebulon. Later this year, we'll begin work on the Sandy Plains Fire and EMS station, which will serve the Hook, that very top northwest corner of the county. We're also increasing our investment in the fire tax district to keep rural homes and businesses safe. And over the next 7 years, we'll renovate or replace 10 fire stations in the fire tax district. We've also increased those firefighters' salaries so they are fairly compensated for their courageous work. Our EMS department is increasing staffing to keep up with the climbing 911 call volume. In fact, in this year's budget, we added 15 new EMS positions, including paramedics and EMTs, to serve our growing community. You know, all of our residents deserve to feel safe, especially our most vulnerable ones. Our foster care system was deeply impacted during COVID and hasn't fully rebounded. Currently, Wake County has just over 500 children in foster care, but we only have 88 foster families, licensed foster families. We need help providing children with a safe, stable environment while their families navigate complex situations. We have a responsibility to support all of the children in our community. You'll hear from Sheila Donaldson, our Deputy Director of Social Services, shortly. But I want to make this clear. This room is filled with some of the most connected people in Wake County, and we need your help. On the screen, you'll see a few ways that you can help our foster children. Obviously, we need more licensed foster families, but we also need folks who can provide respite care. Anyone who's raised children knows that those weekends when the kids go to grandma's house can save your sanity. Respite care gives foster families that short-term relief so they don't burn out. Another way you can help is by sharing information about foster care across your networks to help us raise awareness of the challenges we're facing. You can also sponsor one or more foster children through our community outreach sponsorship team. You can give generally or for a specific holiday like Thanksgiving or Christmas, or a specific event like back to school. Money or gifts are great donations, and they help relieve the financial impact to foster families. It truly breaks my heart to say that we have youth currently living in our Swinburne Social Services building while they await a foster placement. You can support these children specifically by purchasing from Amazon wish list to help meet their daily needs, or you can contribute funds or gift cards to treat these kids to special experiences like trips to Adventure Landing or helping them go to the prom. These children are going through immense trauma and transition, but they still deserve to be kids and enjoy the magic of childhood. Your generosity could help make that a reality. Thank you. As Jonathan mentioned, I've advocated for children in Wake County for quite a while, first as a parent, a PTA board member, and then on the school board, and now in my role as county commissioner. One of the things that gives me much optimism for our kids is how dedicated folks at Wake County Public Schools are. Superintendent Taylor, Chris Haggerty, Chair, and Vice Chair Swanson, I believe are in the room, and if there are other school board members, and all of y'all, I'd like you to stand so you can be recognized, our superintendent and our school board members. I am truly grateful that we work so well together to support our students and our educators. If you're new to the area, you might think that seems like a no-brainer, but our laws and state funding gaps could lead to adversarial relationships if we weren't so dedicated to partnership. I'm proud that Wake County continues to provide robust local supplements for the operating of our public schools. This year, that amounts to $743 million of our Wake County operating budget. We collaborate the most with the school district on school facilities through our innovative Joint Facilities Core Team, which we put into place a few years ago. Staff from Wake County and staff from Wake County Public Schools work together on a regular basis to create extensive multi-year plans for school infrastructure. This includes new schools, renovations, as well as life cycle replacements for large building systems. and that kind of preparation is a huge accomplishment. This academic year alone, the school district has opened the doors to 4 brand new schools, and over the next 4 years, we're on track to open 5 more and complete 6 major renovations. None of this would be possible without the consistent community support we've enjoyed. We appreciate that time and time again, y'all approve our school construction bonds, most recently in 2018 and 2022. Your belief that our students deserve modern facilities where they can get a top-notch education is so important, and we appreciate it very much. But we all know education doesn't stop at K-12. Our partners at Wake Tech have had another amazing year of educating students and creating a pipeline of talent for local companies to employ. Through a hands-on approach to learning, Wake Tech enables students to gain the skills they need to enter the workplace and make a difference immediately. That work will continue at Wake Tech's new simulation hospital at the Perry Health Sciences campus. Just 2 weeks ago, I attended the groundbreaking there where I heard all about the unique spaces they'll have, including an advanced imaging center, a mock operating room, and a respiratory therapy lab. This facility is part of a larger health and education district we refer to as Wake 3. It's an innovative partnership between Wake Tech, Wake Med Hospital, and Wake County. We all agree that every Wake County resident should have access to excellent health care, and educating healthcare professionals is an essential piece of that vision. We are so confident in this vision that the 3 partners agreed earlier this year to swap land parcels to make sure each facility was positioned the best place that it could be to support patients, providers, and the students. This district is off Newbern Avenue in Raleigh, right near where the new BRT route will run, and home, of course, to Wake Tech's Perry Health Sciences campus and Wake Med Hospital. Next year, we'll open Wake County's reimagined public health center there too. This innovation is removing barriers to care and moving us closer to our goal of a healthier Wake. You heard a bit earlier tonight about exciting announcements from Genentech and Fujifilm, but those are just part of the economic development boom we're experiencing. This summer, biotech company Coriolis announced it will invest $10 million in a new lab facility in Morrisville. We've also enticed the precision instrument company Raleigh to locate its global headquarters in Raleigh, just up the road in North Hills. Once companies come here and see our infrastructure and our talented workforce, they tend to double down. Amgen, for example, another biotech giant, is adding a second phase to their Holly Springs pharmaceutical manufacturing facility where they make medicine for heart disease and cancers. Biogen is also investing another $2 billion in its RTP manufacturing facility, which creates biologic products used to treat diseases like Alzheimer's and multiple sclerosis. Next month, we'll celebrate grand openings with Jewelers Mutual Group and Weatherby Healthcare, 2 companies that announced investments last year. New and expanding businesses created nearly 2,000 high-paying jobs and committed more than $175 billion of new capital investment to Wake County projects last fiscal year alone. And we can't wait to see what this year's numbers will be. Wake County Economic Development also supports more than 300 small businesses in our community through targeted economic mobility programs. We are grateful for our economic development team and our municipal partners who help us attract and retain these companies. Part of how we're able to sell folks on settling in Wake County is that we consistently rank among the best nationwide. We're the healthiest county in the top 5 for STEM jobs growth, and we rank 6th for the best place to live by U.S. News and World Report. Wake County government's nearly 5,000 employees improve every corner of our county, but that work doesn't always make the headlines. So here are just a few of Team Wake's recent rewards that you might not have heard about. We've been recognized as one of the healthiest places to work, praised for our election emergency preparedness, applauded for our programs assisting residents with energy bills, and I'm excited to announce that Wake County just earned another award, and it's a big one. Out of all the municipalities across the country, we won first place in the 2025 Government Experience Awards. This award from the Center for Digital Government highlights how well Wake County government uses digital technology to serve and communicate with residents. Yes, let's give that a hand. At this time, I'd like to recognize my fellow commissioners who are here tonight and do a great job on those videos, sharing some of our stories. Yeah. So I'd ask each of them to stand as I call their name. We have Vice Chair Don Mile, remain standing. Commissioner Cheryl Stallings. Commissioner Tara Waters. Commissioner Vicki Adamson. Commissioner Shanika Thomas. And Commissioner Sophia Jackson's not able to be with us tonight as she's traveling out of the country, but we want to recognize her as well. Thank you, commissioners. Last but certainly not least, I need to recognize our county manager, David Ellis, and I'd ask him to stand. You know, we're busy. We're really busy connecting a lot of dots around Wake County every day. But Wake County is led by David Ellis with care and with calm focus, and we appreciate you very much. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. It shows how much you care about Wake County. You help us all connect so many dots, and we couldn't do this work without an invested community. The State of the County address is just a small window into the enormous progress Team Wake is making. We have a lot of balls to keep in the air, and that's a lot of juggling. It's a lot of hard work. But with a team as dedicated and passionate as ours, we like to make it fun sometimes too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Chair Evans. Thank you so much. Yep. We always like when we incorporate a little bit of play here at Marbles. That was right up our alley. Thank you so much. You can pass the beach balls to your left. I was told to make sure I say that so you don't get too rowdy during this panel discussion. Next, we're going to have the opportunity to connect more dots with some of Wake County's busiest department leaders. Please welcome our panelists to the stage, and you can absolutely cheer for them on their way up. First, Tammy Baggett, our library director. Please welcome her to the stage. Sheila Donaldson, Deputy Director of Social Services. Come on down. Morgan Mansa, Director of Housing Affordability and Community Revitalization. And John Studnick, Director of Emergency Medical Services. Come on down. All right, and take it away, Chair Evans.
Okay. Hi. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. We look forward to you sharing with us some of the great work you're doing. I'm just going to throw some open-ended questions out there and let you each take the ball and run with it. What are some surprising ways that your work in your department connects with other work in the county? We'll start with you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to be here this evening and talk about libraries and how we're connecting across the county. When you think of libraries, I'm sure the first things that come to mind are books and programs. But we have some unique ways of connecting across the county that really benefit us all. We partnered recently with North Carolina Cooperative Extension to provide programs and activities related to Hunger Awareness Month. In doing so, we were able to have 13 programs that had about 285 attendees. And we did some food drives with North Carolina Cooperative Extension where they were in the libraries. Patrons came, donated food, and we did a great thing. We collected nearly 1,500 pounds of food that was distributed across 11 pantries. So connecting food and books, it really is a way that the books take care of the mind and the food takes care of the body. So it's great.
Love that.
And I know Sheila has some things to share too as well.
Yes, indeed.
Tammy, I'm glad you brought up Cooperative Extension because we too partner with Cooperative Extension, specifically in their 4-H program. It's a great coordination between our two departments because we, specifically in child welfare within the social services department, we try to support our kinship families. Kinship families are those relatives that are caring for a young child and their family. Sometimes that's due to child welfare intervention where it's not safe for the child to stay in their home, and sometimes it's an informal arrangement a family made. But we want to sustain that arrangement, that placement with a relative, wrap around that family and support them. And as the commissioner mentioned before, respite is one of those. So we have respite events, regular respite events for our kinship families. But how do we do that with Cooperative Extension? Specifically, the 4-H program has a lot of different fun and educational programs to the children in the community. So we coordinate that at the same time. So while we have the children over in another room with 4-H doing all sort of exciting and zazzy things, we're in the other room with the kinship providers trying to give them a break, some respite, some rejuvenating and regenerizing time. And we wouldn't be able to do this massive event without the coordination between those two programs. So we're really grateful for those connecting of the dots.
That's so great. And I would say that what's so surprising about our team's connections is that we engage with every single department represented here on this stage, and honestly, close to every single department within Wake County government. You look at Tammy's team in the library space, and we partner with them regularly to make sure that they have information about our programs and our resources and when a unit becomes available. And so we're grateful that they're that front door to information for our residents, and we engage with that regularly. In working with the social services department just last month, Sheila and I had the pleasure of attending a ribbon cutting for a housing development that's affordable for youth aging out of foster care. And so we definitely listen to our colleagues, recognize those needs and those priority populations, and we look to see what we can do in the affordable housing space to create affordable housing options for those priority populations. And then last but definitely not least, we work all the time with the EMS department. They are oftentimes that front line in meeting the needs of people who are unsheltered, unstably housed, our most vulnerable residents in our community. And so we're so grateful for our partnerships there because while we are actively seeking housing options and stabilizing them from that shelter perspective, John's team is stabilizing them immediately from that public health perspective.
Yeah, thanks, Morgan. It's really great to go at the end of this line to talk about connections because there are so many that touch emergency medical services. Often we think of an emergency and you think of the red lights and sirens and the ambulance and our co-response with law enforcement or first responder firefighters who are all great partners. But oftentimes when my teams arrive on the scene of a patient, we find an individual that needs help. They might not need that immediate life-saving clinical intervention, but they need help navigating systems. Oftentimes, the systems they need help navigating is healthcare, but more often we're finding they need help navigating systems like housing, right, and social support services, and many of the services that our colleagues up on the stage here today represent. And the more we can invest and spend time working on finding shelter for those that need shelter and food for those that are hungry, the less we see those patients reaching out to the EMS system and 911. And so, you know, I think of my colleagues here on the panel today as really those first responders within our county government, providing critical services so that my teams don't actually have to do a response and serve these folks because they've gotten what they need when they need it.
Those are some awesome examples of how Team Wake is connecting the dots on a daily basis. Thank you for sharing all of that. Next, I'd like to ask if there's an area in your work where we need more people helping us connect the dots. We'll start with you, John.
Yeah, thank you so much. And so, you know, we've hit on some, I think, really critical topics already, like housing and foster care. And I think it's always an important opportunity when I have the chance to talk about our investment in behavioral health support and behavioral health services. We have many members of our community that need support because they are in crisis or near crisis, and we don't have enough capacity to care for those individuals. And so they end up calling 911 and EMS responds, and we do our best. But as a community, I know that we can and we will do better to serve those patients in other ways that don't require an ambulance and don't require a trip to a hospital emergency department.
Great, and I would say that as you sit in your seats tonight, and the theme today is connecting the dots, I encourage you to dig deep and think about what is your dot that you're connecting to with the great work that we do at Wake County, right? Thinking about housing specifically, if you work in the art space, how can you beautify affordable housing within Wake County? If you are a local business, what are you doing to make sure that your employees have a stable place to live within Wake County? It doesn't matter what your industry is. It doesn't matter the work you do every day. There is something within affordable housing that you can contribute to, whether that's just you being a champion, a voice, talking with your neighbors about the programs we have, or having an authentic conversation about the needs that we have in Wake County. I think that those are the really great ways that we would love to see more dots and more connections happening in the affordability space.
It's hard to go next when knowing, oh yes, I want that dot, and I want to contribute to that one. And I'm going to continue to talk about the foster care dot.
Yes.
What does that mean that we need more foster homes? Why do we keep talking about it? Why is it significant? Because the impact is when we contract with other companies, providers, to look for a foster home, when everyone is experiencing scarcity, we're looking for a roof over our head at this point, and that's not good enough. We need to be looking for an intentional placement where we match a child's needs with a family's strengths. And with these lack of resources, we're not able to do that. And so what happens? We're placing children, and that foster parent is taxed because this isn't in their wheelhouse. And they're saying, I can't do this anymore. And they ask a child to move. Please come get this kid. There's no notice. They've already left their school. They've already packed up. A social worker comes and says, let's go, I'm taking you to an unknown place. That lasts a short period of time, and they go to the next place. Over time, they have repeated losses, broken relationships. Is that what we want for our children? It's not. Are they better off? They're not. So we're desperately asking for you to consider this as one of your dot connections, because we can't do this alone. The children need help. And if I know you're like, Sheila, but you don't understand. I got this going on and that going on. I understand. I've been a foster parent. We had several placements. We fostered teens. I know some people are like, you're crazy. I loved it. I had a great time. And we're still connected, and they have children, and I'm a grandparent. I love it. It's a blessing. And then there was a time in my life where I couldn't do that. I had too many other responsibilities, and I turned into a respite parent. gave other people a break. That might be something that appeals to you. Or maybe that's not the best time for you right now either. But are you part of a group? We recently had great collaboration with the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities, where we gathered together and talked about this need and strategized about how they could help support us. Are you part of a church, a club, some sort of group where we might work together and strategize how we might do this? So my question to you is, what will you do for the children in our community? What's your dot going to be?
You should give her a round of applause.
To church tonight. Yes. Woo!
That's a hard connection to follow. But I will say, Sheila, your comments really make me want to connect even more through the library with our partnerships. So I'm looking forward to that happening. And there's a call for all of you to help us in the form of literacy. And that's not just your traditional literacy, it's financial literacy, health literacy, digital literacy. All of those areas are important to our economy. I really put a call out for more partnerships with the school system. We do some of that now, but there's opportunity for more with Wake Tech, more with the universities in the area, and more with our technology companies in RTP. We need those things for the library to expand our resources that we provide to make sure that we are moving the needle. And if we really operate in a holistic approach, that we make sure that we are sparking curiosity for those in the community, that we are fostering learning, and that we are strengthening those community connections, we can make a difference.
Wow. Well, I just want to say thank you to the panel for being with us tonight, and I want to say to the audience, what an honor, you can see what an honor it is to serve on a board where the people who are carrying out the day-to-day things that we ask them to do in our vision have this much passion and this much care for the work. So let's hear it to Team Wake. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, one more round of applause for our panel. Absolutely incredible. I had some more child-friendly leadership lessons, but I don't know if you need them. Nathan, age 9, is excited for Halloween. You know, right? That's about maybe being present and maximizing the stuff that's coming. And again, there's more about being yourself and being true to yourself. But that was really inspirational. During the sound check, I think you were keeping things under wraps. And wow, thank you for what you do. And to everyone who works for Wake County, what you do. It is truly impressive and deeply moving. I also want to thank you, Chair Evans, for allowing Marbles to host this event. We're at the home stretch. It's been a pleasure. My only take-home message is for you all to remember to play. There's a reason doctors are prescribing play to people now, because it is incredibly important for all of us to find joy, to find respite, to find each other, to connect. And there's no better way to do it through play. And I would also add, if there's any dots that Marbles can connect in any way, shape, or form, I love partnerships. I love strange and funky partnerships, different partnerships, new partnerships. Please reach out to me. We can figure something out. We do have a little thank you gift for y'all as you leave this evening. In case you didn't have any time to get into our exhibits and explore and play, everyone can see a staff member here and get a pair of tickets to Marble, so you can come back and visit us soon. So make sure you grab your tickets from staff members. Sure, yeah. And at this point, I'm going to step aside and turn it over to Chair Evans to take us home. Take it away, Chair Evans.
Well, I just want to say thanks again for being with us. I do have to recognize a few other people. Sheriff Willie Rowe is with us tonight. If you would stand and be recognized. Willie is elected in his own right, but he is a great team member for Team Wake, and we appreciate him. I also just want to give a quick shout out to my team in the communications department, audio and visual department, our creative team, all the folks that have worked for months to make tonight a reality, and I couldn't have done it without them. So thank you all. Let's give them a hand. On that note, let's go play. Thank you.
These are mine. I was wondering where my notes went.